For our first lesson, we are going to discuss some key terms just so we can establish a universal language when it comes to the Contracts Plus solution. So our first term is contract. A contract in the Contracts Plus solution includes the contract language, any attached or referenced documents, as well as any other additional information that may be saved with the record, which could include the data that's being collected on it. Work groups are used to assist contract administrators in controlling which users can automatically interact with groups of contracts. Work groups are used to control security and used in determining which users have access. They can also be used as a way to organize functional groups within an organization. Next, we have templates, and we have two terms that you may come across in the Contracts Plus solution, so I want to make sure to differentiate between them. First, we have contract templates. Contract templates are used to define default contract fields and settings. So maybe you have a contract in your organization that has standard options that rarely change. Administrators may choose to configure a contract template that has all of those standard field values entered. Then contract managers can change those default values on their own contract if they need to, but otherwise they can just leave them as they are and speed up the contract creation process. It's kind of like a cookie cutter. Contract templates are different from main document templates. Main document templates are used to create contract documents, and they are what houses the actual language of the contract. They can be used in conjunction with contract templates. The Word app is how we will author our main document template and contract text. Finally, we have review rounds. Review rounds are how we get feedback on our contracts. We have two options for review rounds. Internal refers to the people working within my organization. If I want them to review my contract before I submit it for approval, I can either manually select users that I want to send it to, or I may take advantage of the automated feature and use the pre-approved list of reviewers that I can send this to with just one click. We'll take a look at this later on. The reviewers would get a notification in the solution and maybe an email, depending on their settings, when it's time to review. We also have external review. And an external review round is how the second party reviews the contract in the contract lifecycle process. Today, we are going to mirror a typical contract lifecycle. Normally, we would start by identifying a need for the contract. Today, our need is just to get some practice. We are going to create a contract today by collecting and entering some key information into the contract wizard and header. Then we will author the contract. We're going to send it for internal and external review to negotiate the terms, and once that is settled, we'll submit for approval through the workflow and attain signatures in order to get the contract fully executed. We are also going to discuss some options for post-execution management, including the options to amend, renew, or terminate the contract. And finally, we will look at how to search and report. I also want to make sure to point out that we do have a contract request feature. You may need this if you are a person in the organization who doesn't have all the details required to author and manage a full contract, or maybe you don't have permission to create contracts in your organization. We're not going to spend a lot of time talking about contract requests in this online class, but know that that is a feature that is available with the Contracts Plus solution. If you have experience using the JAGGAER solution suite, the contract dashboard should look pretty familiar to you. We have icons that are arranged on the left-hand side for main navigation, and depending on which licenses you have, you may see more or fewer icons than what you see in our demonstrations today. Today, we're going to be using the contracts icon, which is the little ribbon. If you're a legacy customer, you're used to seeing a paper and pencil, but just know that we're shifting toward this new icon, which is a ribbon. You also have the option to search for contracts, and the online searchable help feature can be found at the top right near your user profile.